What a beautiful day, everyone. I hope it's beautiful where you're located at. I hope the sun's shining. And I hope everybody's doing well after hearing about the assassination of Chris and everything. So, Billy, when he got home last night, we ate dinner. And then we came out and he went up there and cleaned all that up along the hill there. And oh man, does it look a lot better for sure. I don't know if you guys could actually see it from here, but he got all that done. And then we're planning to burn that this weekend. It's going to be a massive fire. Massive. Miss Faith she's something else, I'm telling you. I was trying to go out to do chores, and I was trying to be quiet because I knew she was laying down. She heard me in the barn getting hay in the wheelbarrow, and I was pulling it off with my hands, so I wasn't using the pitchfork because that you can hear pretty well. And especially when you go to put it in the wheelbarrow, the pitchfork, sometimes hits the wheelbarrow, so it's kind of loud. But she did a little subtle moo, and I didn't say anything. And then it sounded like she got up. Well, as I was coming out with the wheelbarrow, she was standing at the opening, and she did another subtle moo, and I stopped, and I said, "What do you want, girl? Good morning." And Faith, she just kind of looks at me, and then she walked down, and she was following me with the wheelbarrow over to the rabbits, and I switched everybody out. I took all the mamas with babies and put them in bigger cages, and the mamas that I currently have in these cages, these are going to be their permanent cages for now, because like I said in previous videos, I want to be able to take the cages that I have and put them together to make them 6-foot cages like I got for my feed outs. But that's just going to be for every doe that I end up keeping. And then their babies will be in there till they get butchered with them. There's little Missy. I thought I heard a hummingbird. My hummingbird feeder is gone. It's just a little bit in the bottom of it, but I'm almost afraid to try to fill it up, and then I'll forget about it if they don't drink it all, and end up leaving. But I might only fill it halfway. Maybe that's what I should do, is fill it halfway. But yeah, I moved all the mama bunnies, and Faith was mooing at me and hollering, and I've created such a monster. And she's wonderful, though, don't get me wrong. She is my monster, and Billy says it's because she's just so attached to me. We really have a really strong bond between the two of us, and he says wait till you start milking her. You'll have that bond like you had with each of your goats when you milk them and everything, and then you'll have the bond with baby Grace, and it'll just go on and on from there. He said that's just because she's replaced the goats, and this is something you actually wanted all your life, and having a small dairy has always been a goal of mine. And I told Billy, I said I would love to have a micro dairy, with being able to sell herd shares, and maybe even eventually renting my Hey Guys milk barn to even be, if we get a little bigger and I can't keep everybody here, but I can rent possibly his milk barn and the lounge area, and then a pasture area for my girls to be at, and still know everybody. We watched a YouTube video last night of a new channel who was starting their own dairy, and they were a younger couple, and they must have had 5 or 6 kids, and she had a baby on the front of her, she was carrying around, and her husband was talking, and they had a big semi truck with a huge livestock trailer come in, And it was like every other cow was a Jersey, Holstein, Jersey, Holstein, Jersey, Jersey, Holstein. It just kind of came down like that. And they had one family milk cow that was a Jersey. And they have robotic milking system, milkers. Like, they don't even do anything. The cows come in and they get milked. And I can tell you that the video that they showed, the one cow, her head was clear to the floor. And she looked like she was scared to death. I told Billy, I said, she don't look happy. And they all have like these collars with these things on the bottom of them that get scanned. Like, it looks like a bell. And it gets scanned and it tells what cow it is, you know, yada yada, their age and everything and all like that. And I told him, I said, he ended up like, we didn't finish watching it because he's like, what's the point of farming if you're not going to do it by hand, you know? And even like our hay guy down the road, you still have to manually, like his system that he's got, his milking system, you still manually have to clean all the udders, and you manually have to put the units on the cows. And yeah, that's still like milking, you know. It's not by hand, but it is milking. But it's not having a machine do it all for you. You're still very personal with each animal. And I told Billy, I said, I don't care that if we have 10 cows or if we have 20 cows, I will know each and every one of them, and I'm going to pay attention to them just like I do Faith. I'm going to go out there. Everybody's going to get brushed. You know, they're going to keep clean. I will do my best of keeping their area clean as best as I can. I mean, Faith has really shown me that it takes a lot of my time to really attend to her. And you know, I've been asked multiple times, you know, whether do I miss the goats or not, and honestly, I don't. I really enjoy having Faith. I really do. Billy says that he has seen a total difference in my well-being since I've brought her home. He says you're so much more happier. You're smiling all the time. And it's just not because of Faith. It's because I've gotten closer to God and just realized, you know, what I was lacking in a wife, and a godly wife at that, and what I needed to still build on. And I'm doing that. And my husband can see it. He can see a difference. And I see a difference in him with my difference, you know, with me doing and following the audiobooks and podcasts that I'm watching. On YouTube, I found the channel. It's called, of course, I can't think of it. On Spotify, when I'm listening to on the podcast, it's Live Free with Josh someone. He's the pastor out of something. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I can't remember that. Hold on. Lake Point Church on YouTube is what I've been watching. And it's real life, Christian based, learning more about God, learning to really know your relationship with the Lord, and if you're married or single or seeing somebody, how we should act, you know, and just be with our partner or the one that we're planning to be a partner with, or whatever it might be, you know. And I really enjoy watching the video, but then also when I'm outside doing chores, I can put on Spotify, and that is Live Free with Josh Helmfork, I think is his last name, but he is the pastor from the Lake Point Church, and him and his wife Janine, they did their first podcast that all husband and wives should hear this message, and that's what I'm listening to today. And it's about an hour and 40 minutes long, so I've gotten pretty far in it. And I just thought I would make this video because I have no more videos as of right now. I've had so much on my mind, you know, with my mom and my kids. My oldest one, she's down in Florida. She called me pretty upset last week, and she was crying and just was upset, and I think most of it was because my mom had told her what was going on too, and then she broke up with the guy she was with, and she's got like a lease down in Florida on a really nice expensive home that she said excuse me. She does stuff that I don't approve of. It's not godly at all, and she knows this. And I told her, like, she's got to get in a better place. And she's like, Mom, I can't afford my place. I would lose it, and everything I got, I would lose it if I didn't do what I'm doing. And I'm like, Brianna, you know that what you're doing is wrong. I know, Mom. I was like, you need to get into the Bible. But if I get into the Bible, Mom, I know that I'm going to be reading stuff that tells me what I'm doing is wrong. And I know it's wrong. But it helps me with the money. And I don't think I could get a regular job and work from home like I do and still make the kind of money I make. And I don't know. Then I've got my middle daughter, who's back with her ex. They've, I guess, worked it out. She had the bank take her Mustang back because she couldn't afford the payment. And then her boyfriend and her went and got a brand new 2025 Kia. I can't remember what it is, but it's an all-wheel drive, like an SUV type vehicle. And that she said she had to take a second job, caregiving job, because that's what she does. She loves that, and I'm very proud of her. That she's doing something like this. Now, she was doing something that was wrong, but she claims she's not doing that no more, and she claims that she's closer to God now. And if she is, I really hope so, and I pray for all of our kids, all 5 of our kids, because Billy and I have a blended family. I have 3, he's got 2, and I pray for all of our kids. I really do. My youngest, Elijah, will be 18 this year. And he could come over whenever he wants, and he's not even offered to come over. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He's planning to finish school in Ohio. He wants to move down there with Courtney. And that's in December. She's supposed to come up here on his Christmas break and pick him up and move him down there. And then supposedly he's going to finish school online. So I hope the best for all of our kids, for everything that they do, and I just keep praying for them, and that's all we really can do, is pray. So, like with my mom too, I really hope that the brain surgeons are the best of the best, and excuse me, that they can do what, with the healing of God's hands, and she'll survive this and be with us for many more years. Or if it's her time, I'm okay with that. I honestly am, because I know she'll no longer be in pain. And she is a God-fearing person, but like when it comes down to what we're supposed to do and not do, we're not supposed to judge anybody, and I'm not. But I really hope that if it's her time, that she has repented everything that she's done, and that she'll go to heaven. I mean, we only hope that for everybody, that we know, or our family and friends and everybody. I mean, I hope the whole world would wake up and see that and do better. So the plan is, now that we're going to got that all cleaned up down there, all them tall skinny trees that are you seeing over there along that area, right through there, there's like 13 of them or so. We're going to be taking those down. We're going to cut them, get the tops cut up, get the brush burnt, and then start sawing the wood up, and then it'll be put in a pile, and then we're going to work our way that way. come across the back side here, and then there's a whole bunch of tops in the back of the wood collaboration back there with all those trees. But we're going to work our way that way, and then go up toward the back side behind Faith where the goats used to be, and then come up in here, try to get all this done so we can get this seeded and hopefully fenced. At least seeded and then fenced next spring. And then Captain and Meg can be then into their bigger pen, and then if Billy ends up putting the 3 horses up there, which I hope he'd put them over here, but he says he's still thinking about putting them up there. He said something about giving that to the cows, and I thought, well, that would be plenty for the milk cows, you know, for maybe not 10, but, you know, probably 4 or 5 or 6 maybe, you know, that could be out there grazing, even if I were to give them this square right here, and then the 3 could get this and go back further. But I don't know. If we have to move, Billy says I can still keep the barn as my milk barn, but he would just make a little area, and then the cows could come this way, and then the horses would stay up there. But I don't know if that'd be enough for the 3 horses to actually have. That area up there is a lot bigger than what it looks. It is a lot bigger. And the only way I could show it is if we were to walk up there, and I actually kind of showed you guys what it's going to be. But every video that comes out, it's going to be a little more of what's being done, and you guys will eventually see it as it turns into more of a homestead instead of a wooded area. But I can say, where you're seeing sun, this was not like this 5 years ago. This was completely wooded. I mean, completely wooded. It's crazy how much we have gotten done. Oh, there's a bee that just flew by my neck. Billy says we should have had more done, but I think we've gotten a lot done. You know, and like the last 2, almost 3 years, it's just been Billy and I, and then my cousin, he helps out every once in a while when he has the time to get over here. But I'm very pleased with everything that we've gotten done, and I'm pretty proud of ourselves. I'm very proud of my husband. He's a hard worker, and I can say that he's got an work ethics that is unstoppable. But I think that mostly comes from the oldest of children, because I have a work ethic too, that I tend to overdo myself, and then I'll hurt the next day when I know I should have stopped a couple hours prior. But I'm bullheaded like that, and stubborn. And like I told Billy, I said I would really like to fence in more of the area behind the lean-to there, behind the barn where the girls were at, just north of or just south of that hickory tree, and fence that in so she could have more to eat, Miss Faith. And he says, well, he says, I see. That's what he says. Look at Jill. She's standing on that tree trunk that's sitting there. She's, all 4 of her feet are on it. Can't say she isn't nimble. She's something else. It's gonna go in the shed with Diamond probably. But yeah. I'll take you guys up there, and I'm actually gonna show you the outline of that property up there. Girl, you don't have to lick me all the time, okay? You don't have to lick all the time. No, you don't. You don't have to lick all the time. But I got her pink collar coming today. She just loves to be brushed. No, no. That is mine. No playing with the phone. No playing with the phone. Faith. Listen, girl. No playing with the phone. That is for our recording. Ooh. You laid in your poop, girl. Yes, you did. You know, it's probably hard for them to see you when you're right up in the camera face. You got an itch? Huh? No, your tail does hurt. Girl, your tail does hurt. I try to come out to do a video of what the pasture areas are going to look at. And then I got my cow here whining at me. Come in and brush me, please. Come in and pay some attention to me, please. Very needy. You're a very needy cow. Yes, you are. This is what her previous owner said, too. She's going to drive you nuts. And you're going to be like, please, stop. Oh, yeah, he's a lot firmer than yesterday. That udder's starting to get bigger and bigger every day, girl. Got a nice dark spot on you. From you laying in your poop. Man, the flies are terrible. Huh. They're just terrible, aren't they, girl? I sprayed in here. Constantly licking me. This is her room inside, which looks nice and big and fluffy. Huh, girl? Yes, it is. Nice and fluffy, huh? Got a nice big full room in. It's a little sunken though right here. I always try to pay attention to that. I noticed she's been standing with her feet crossed. I asked about that too. And he sent me a voice message and said that he's very busy, but he'd get back with me later this evening. Let me know what he thinks is going on. And with her, the way she bagged up yesterday, you know, within 10 hours, and she had lengthened, I think that was just her, you know, because today we're at 4 weeks away. And she's a little, I think we just need to clean this out. But as you can see, she still has some room to grow there, but she is looking quite wide, aren't you, girl? Yes, you are. So she's a little more content now that I'm in here with her. And that's really all she wants, is just for me to be in here and just paying her some attention. But I think if we were to get this cleaned out, and I could add this little bit behind you guys right now, it's got a lot of clover in it, and she really likes clover. So I want to just give her that, even if it's not all of the space that the goats had, even just where mainly the clover is at. But there's that one tree, I think that's a white oak, that's dead. And then we have a hickory standing right next to it. And if I take her out to the edge of her pen now, that would be just on the north side of the hickory. And if I only take her two posts that way, she'll be just on this side of that dead tree. So either way, I have to have Billy cut that dead tree down. And I was going to have him cut half of that one off so I can buy me some brushes for her to rub on. But I guess I could put it on this other one, per se. Not sure if she's going to lay down again. What she's going to do. This is is only big enough for maybe 2 more cows to be in here for them to lay down. I don't know what these squares are, but every other square could be well, actually it'd be quite large. But the way she lays, I would want a little more room anyways. But I think we could fit 3 cows in here with no problem, with them laying down. So 3 milkers for sure. So my 2 milkers that I plan to get next year, and I want them to be bred to have calves. So that's something that I have to tell Mr. Tracy. He already kind of knows that. And we'll just go from there. But I already know that I would need to add on to this. I want to add this is 10 feet, so another 20 feet would give me 30 feet of a lean-to by 20 foot long, because that's what this is. This is a 10 foot by 20 foot lean-to. So if I had them add, for say, another 20 feet onto this 10 foot, 20 foot by 20 is what it would be. And I would want both ends closed, so this would be the opening, and then this would be an opening. This winter I want Billy to build something here so she can only have one direction coming in at either way. But then she won't have so much coldness coming in. We don't really get winds anyways from the east, which is kind of the direction this is, and this is to the west. The north, we do get winds out of the north, which that would be closed anyways. See, this is something she never would do before. She wouldn't let me mess with her space. She wouldn't just walk up to me, and all she wants to do is lick. She's a very licky cow, aren't you, Faith? See? She's licking. No, don't bite. That's not nice. No, that's my shirt. You're getting me all wet, girl. You're just getting me all wet. Quit licking. You're okay. You don't have to lick, Mama. It's okay. Yes. I love you too, I know. I know it's just your way of saying I love you. And I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you, okay? Yeah, I do. Needy cow. You gonna lay down? Go ahead. Yeah, you're gonna lay down. Goodness, girl, you about fell down. Oh, goodness. It's a rough life, isn't it, girl? It's a rough life. I'm going to take you guys down so you can just kind of watch her from here. Now my phone don't want to sit on here correctly. If I do it like this, you guys probably can see her. Maybe. I sprayed her down once already. You guys actually see her? I'm going to say I hope so. I'm going to get her. Let me get you some different spray. And put some other stuff on you. Right back, babe. Try spraying you. This is some different stuff to try spraying on you, okay? Maybe the flies will leave you alone. This is an all natural fly spray. What I do notice is that it doesn't stay very long on them. This is something Billy had bought for the horses, but work very well on them. And he's like, it was wasting money, and I was like, no, I'll just put it on Faith. I noticed she's having a rough time with flies and stuff, which I see she is, so I'm trying to just spray her down. There you go, girl. There you go. Someone laid an egg. See? I told you I was coming back. Yeah, you're okay. You want some of your, I put some of her Redmond mineral in here. I have it in here with her baking soda. It does have garlic in it, but I wasn't sure if she wanted any of it. No? You don't want none of that? Really? Nothing? Ooh, is that good? Hmm? Pretty garlicky, ain't it? It smells garlicky. That's a good girl. Yeah. Is that good stuff? Huh? Mmm. Good, huh? Yeah. That's some good stuff, ain't it? Yeah. Is that all you need? Just a few little licks? You want some more? Yeah, good girl. Good girl, Faye. Yeah, good girl. You smell like garlic. Your breath smells like garlic. The garlic's supposed to help too with flies and insects, but not make their milk taste garlicky. This stuff was very expensive. It was $50 for 25 pounds. I mean, I was paying $35 for the goat Magnum milk mineral, and they don't make it for cows. I don't see why I can't give what the goats were getting anyways for her if I wanted to. But I figured I would do this. This comes from Utah, down in the caves where they dig all the minerals up at. I like the fact that she's eating it. She says, that's good stuff. Darn flies, huh, girl? Yeah, darn flies. Huh. She's just eating that up, ain't she? She likes it. I was going to put 2 tablespoons or so on her feed, too. Make sure she's getting enough. But I did stick a whole 3 pounds in this, so hopefully. I wasn't sure if she'd eat it or not, but I'm glad seeing her licking it up. That makes me happy. I know she's eating it. Oh, we're tired. Is that all you want, girl? I'll put the bucket back if you're done. Is that all you want, Faith? Huh, girl? Is that all you want? No? You want a little more? Okay. I just figured I'd take it away if you were done. Yeah. See if her was done. did find out, I'm not sure if I said that already on a video or not, but I did find out that our blend of feed that I'm going to give her for milking is $300 for a 500 pound batch. And it's almost as much as the organic stuff is, so I'm not sure if I'd just rather switch to them. But having to come up with almost $700 to pay for 1,000 pounds is a lot of money. And they're saying you only feed 1 pound to every 3 pounds of milk she produces. So if she's an 8 pound a day milker, then she should be getting about 1.5 pounds of each milking twice a day. And so far I've got 6 people on the waiting list for herd shares. Oh, they're tired. Did you not get much sleep last night? Did you not? You done? Are you all done? She said no. She really likes the selenium block. She's been licking quite a bit off of it. Good? Okay. I think you all done, aren't you? Put it back. You know right where it's at. It's right here, girl. Well, I gotta say, you guys see how she is. And you see when I leave, she did the one moo, but she'll be mooing like crazy when I go ahead and come out. I was trying not to make this video too long, but I did want to show you guys the area too. So this area behind me, just this little strip right here, I want to add to her pen because it's mainly clover. Now, I could come out and then we'll have to go around and then I can show you guys real quick. This video is probably going to be over, probably close to 30 minutes, so I apologize for that. But if you guys want to see what our future plans are, then you want to stick to this video. Alright, Faith, I'm going to be up videoing the rest of the property, so you be good. I'll be out later, and I will be outside, so you'll be fine. I love you. Look at her. She says, don't leave me. You'll be fine, girl. I'll walk up with you guys and we'll listen to her move because she's going to move. So, all the rabbits. I'm going to flip you guys around. Alright. Chickens. This area actually, when I get my rabbits put in this corner right here, it's where my rabbits are going to go. I eventually want an area between here and there so I could get into here to the chickens. But then I want to open this out behind the chickens and bring it over, or behind the rabbits, and bring it over some. So they have like another, I don't know, 15 feet or so, however many feet this is. I think it's 50 feet. And then seed it, of course. So they would have from like that tree over from there, like wherever my rabbits are going to end at, but over and seeded, so it'd be grass, and it's just going to be 12 hens or so. Billy said he's actually going to go to town and we're going to pick up a couple of chicks because of our broody hen that we have. She keeps sitting on eggs, and she will get down, go get a drink and stuff, and eat a little bit of food, and then come back. But yeah, this area here, it goes quite a ways back this way. Was supposed to be part of the horses, the 3 horses pen. I can actually probably walk up in here. I'm still a little weary of walking through the woods after, because we still hear branches crack and stuff. But yeah, this through here. Somewhere in here is our property line. Somewhere in here. I don't know where it's at. I think it's at that cherry tree right there. So it's just past this big one down here, but they'd get all this up to this corner here. Somewhere like that is how Billy was saying. Because he'd give the cows still to have this barn so I could milk in there and whatnot, and they would have a little, like a little aisleway that come up, and then they'd come up into this area. But I still think the cows should be over here and the horses should be over there. But I can't always make my husband, you know, go with my ideas too. He has his own, and sometimes we just have to agree with one or the other and go from there. But this is what I was thinking. It was just past, what was the second one? Yeah, that post right there, which just brought me on this side, but this right here would have to go, that one would have to go. And then she would have this area for right now, which is clover. But then the horses would get, you know, from the corner of, just say the cow barn, they would get over pretty much right all where she's at too. And then they would come up between those trees on just side of it or this side of it, I don't know which yet, and it will come up. And mind you, we still got plenty of footage going this way. They would get all this, and we still have to take down most of these trees, like that big maple right there. That's got to come down. I got to watch where I'm walking or I'll fall from them dragging trees through here. I know this maple is inside the 3 horses pen or / cow pen, whichever it's going to be. So let me just take you over here so you can kind of see. Captain and Meg will get from the corner of the driveway all the way to the hillside up here and then come down. Yeah, they're actually going to get to go right to about right here. And this is going to be the separation of the pins. See where Faith's pin actually curves? Right there. That's this line right here. So everything this way will be Captain and Meg's. And they got quite a bit here. And it goes back pretty far. And then the 3 or the cows would have from that way over, but they won't be up against the lean-to or anything. But like I said, I want to add a bigger lean-to for that, so they'll probably have like a corner. It'll come around like that. If I could keep them, the cows, in this front part, I would, and just take their fence over to the corner here. And then the 3 horses, they could be on this edge and then back up and around. All this here. And this, I mean, I could come this way to kind of show you guys how far back it goes this way. From the front of our driveway to like where Captain and Meg's front of their pen to all the way back here is almost 1,000 feet. There's a lot of treetops there that got to get cleaned up. But we're going to take the horses. I gotta watch where I'm walking. To about right where that tree is at, which is almost the top of the hill here. We're going to take their fence all the way back to that point. So, I mean, Captain and Meg's got quite a bit. The 3 or the cows are going to have quite a bit. Because we're going to go this way now. Because I kind of showed you where the area, but all these trees have got to come down. And we're only keeping a few, which is smaller trees. Like, for instance, that little maple right there, that could stay, for instance. We're just going to keep smaller trees. Like maybe this size, but like that maple right there is a really nice looking tree. Billy thinks he can keep it, but we're grading this off too, so it's kind of matches the driveway, which there's quite a bit of dirt that's got to be pushed this way. But we're wanting to push it this way and that hill that way because we have about a half an acre that goes right down into, like, it goes straight down. So we kind of want to try to fill that in to make it so it's more level, so we can utilize that half an acre or so to give to, it's either a 1/4 acre and a half an acre, but still, 1/4 or a half is still more than we need for the horses or the cows, whoever's going to be over here. So it goes pretty far. I mean, like I said, we have quite a bit here. Our house sits almost in the middle of the property. I think we have a little more in the back than we do in the front, but it could be we have just a little more in the front than we do the back. I'm not for sure yet. I'm trying to see where I can get through to kind of show you this. Cut that tree down and then it broke. Or maybe that was a tree that I don't know. Anyways, you see how it goes down? We own this up to the road, a chunk of this, and we want to fill that in so then the horses or cows could have this as pasture too. And we go over, I don't know if I can see, I think it's that smaller tree closer to the road right through there. So we got about 25 feet probably over here still. That goes up that way. So, I mean, they've got quite a bit of room over here. Once you start walking it, you realize it's a lot bigger than what it looks. And even though the trees are still up, it doesn't quite look as large as what I'm trying to explain it to be. But it is. This is about, basically, if we were to square this off from the barn over to our property line to the driveway, this is roughly about 3.5, 4 acres. Roughly. Probably more like 3.5. So we want to give Captain and Meg at least 1.5 acres and give the other two like 2.5 if we can. That's like 4 acres total. And then Jill and Diamond we want to give about an acre to. Because Jill's not really that big of a horse, per se. Actually, I'm going to walk back down here so I can finish the video and you guys can see a better view of what we did by cleaning this up. But yeah, all these trees along here, they're all going to get taken down. And like I said, we're going to work our way this way. And then we'll have to get into these, what do you call them, tops. And then cut down more trees that we don't want or need. And then come around. Of course, that one's got to go. And then all these on the side that we don't want or keep, they've got to come down. And then my husband's got to dig all the stumps out. And then we got to get the rocks out of here too, because as everybody knows, we're saving all our rocks for a rainy day. It's like a little nest egg. It ain't much, but like Billy says, it's free rocks. Kind of not, because we did have to pay for the property, but it is income that was here on the property that we weren't aware of. So all that stuff's going to get burnt too. This is going to be a massive pile. Billy said he thinks he's just going to move it over to this one right there. He should have put it on that pile. That's got like some manure and stuff in it too. And I said I think it would be good to burn it on that. But he cleaned all this hillside up. It looks wonderful. I picked up some more little stuff. Put it on the fire last night and sat there next to it. I didn't do no videoing. I didn't feel like it. Sometimes I just want to leave my phone inside and not even mess with my phone. I am like that sometimes, where I just want to get other things done. And having my phone on me all the time isn't necessary. But I mean, if something were to happen to my husband at work, I'd want them to call me, you know. But he has his mom listed as an emergency. For some reason, they haven't put me down as an emergency. So they would end up calling her first, and she would have to call me, probably. But whatever it might be, that's the reason why I normally have my phone on me. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, there's a lot here. And hopefully it'll be all nice and green and tall, about like this, when we go to fence them and release them. I know Captain and Meg will be happy. They're going to have like 8 times the size that they have now. There's the old boy. I wonder if they'll let me. Hi, Cap. What you doing, sweetheart, huh? What you doing, buddy? Oh, what you doing? Well, hello. Hi, Cap. Hi, buddy. He's such a sweet boy, yes he is. You got flies bugging you, boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yep, he's missing his eye right there, and he's got part of his ear chopped off. That's just from fighting in the wild, huh, Cap? Yeah, that's from fighting in the wild when you had your herd. Yeah. He says, that feels good, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the lovin's, Cap. My mom's the one that named him, too. She named him Captain because of his one eye. We gave $25 for him. Meg was a first come, first serve. I had a buckskin filly for Billy first, but I was third on her thing, so obviously the first person got her. But I was first with Meg. She was my second choice. And obviously I got to pick her. She was 125. And she was just a yearling when we got her. Now she's a big fat girl, aren't you? Yes. There's a big fat girl. She tried to bite Billy the other day. And I don't put up with that. I said if she would have tried that with me, I would have smacked her in her face. I don't put up with that kind of stuff. I really don't. And then we got Jill and Diamond over here. Jill, we paid $125 for too. And we were supposed to have her as a tipped, trained donkey. And I did have to report the trainer because they used pig prod on them. And when you have an animal that walks up to you like this, Faith, she must be outside, yep. She's peeking at me. What are you doing, girl? She says, you come get me some stuff. But anyways, Jill, we paid $125 for. She's the youngest out of all of them we have. No, actually, Jazzy's the youngest. She's a year younger than her. And there's my girl, Diamond. Everybody knows her. Had her. She was our first one that I got. She's the only one that's broke to ride. She's got issues. I paid $185 for her. I thought I was going to have to pay quite a bit for her, but it was over with before I knew it. Faith, what is it? Huh? What is it? I already videoed you today, girl. Oh, I know. See, I created a monster. And then we're going to go to the 3. Jazzy and Maverick were tip challenged for Michigan's first tip challenge. And Faith, Jazzy was ready. She was tip trained. Courtney did a really good job on her, which is the little gray right there. Oh my goodness! But with my daughter being a youth at the time, she only paid $25 for her. Maverick there, he was not tip ready and still is a little off. I mean, he's not perfect, but he's getting better each year that goes by. Hi, little one. You want to come here? Hi. You smell the cow? Yeah? I know. She says, what are you doing paying attention to them? And then I paid $125 for him. And then I bid on Hercules when I was bidding. I actually got outbidded on him at $350. We got outbidded. And I told Billy, I said, I think we lost. So I started bidding on, I bid on another. He wanted a, he wanted a black horse. So there was a black mare from Devil's Garden, which is where Captain come from. And I had $50 on her. Well, then the ad or the online auction ended. So I actually had her. And then I got an email saying that the person that had bid the $400 on him backed out. So my $350 was still good on him. So I told Billy, I said, we won the mare, but I also got the email stating that we got the gelding too. And I asked him which one he wanted, and he said he wanted the gelding. I kind of wish... Girl, what is your problem? Huh? What is it? No leaning on the fence. Look what you guys are doing to it. I told Billy we're going to... Get off of it! I told Billy we're going to have to run a hotline. He's like, they're going to eventually be getting out. I'm like, yeah, this is because of his horse. And that's an alfalfa bale that they're eating, and they're still wanting to reach over the fence for the grass because they'd rather graze than just sit there and eat a bale. But that's the story on our animals. I basically paid $40 for my rabbits each. The ones that I ended up having to buy. Are you okay? I don't have anything for you right now. You gotta go eat your hay. You can go eat your hay. Yes. You can go eat your hay. You smell like garlic. You smell good though, and I smell the peppermint on you. That's right, girl. Drink it up. You need to drink lots of water. Your rumen needs it. But I did, like I said, I did move bunnies out. So mamas that are out here with their bunnies, this is their permanent cage. This is Princess with her 4 babies that she's got. Miss Princess. I paid $40 for her. Or was it 30? I think I paid 30 for her. This is Miss Honey. I actually only, no, this is my own bred doe. This is out of Honey and Darius, actually. And this is her litter. She's got one of these, broke its leg because it was caught in a, I think it's this one. But she's got some very beautiful babies. I mean, just look at them. They're pretty. Hi, babies. Hi. Or maybe it's that one over there that's got the broken leg. They're very small. Oh no, I guess it's not broken. It's just these guys. They're very pretty though. Oh my goodness. Look at her. She's trying to look. This is Miss Blue Diamond, and then we got, oh, one of her babies has the broken leg. It was Honey's babies. She's in here somewhere. It's probably that one right there. This one. Yeah, because I can see the way that its leg is. But she's got some pretties in here. These are from my red buck, or my broken red buck, which I paid $40 for him too. I've gotten a few litters out of him, this is one of his first litters. No. Oh my goodness! What? She's so needy. Hi, babies. What? What is it, Faith? Huh? What is it? Come on. Come over here so you can eat. Come on. Come on. Come over here so you can eat your hay. You gotta finish this. You gotta finish this alfalfa. Okay? Can you finish the alfalfa? I know you don't hardly have any more grass to eat. You've eaten it down. That's why I want to get the other section for you up. Not that it's going to help, but it'll be a little more. Sometimes that's all she wants me to do is just stand out here with her. Just stand. That's what she says. Just stand here, Mom. That's it. Just stand here with me. I think the extra weight she's actually put on has made her a little more unbalanced because of the weight she is. You know, having her sway back and everything. And then she is a little deformed in her shoulder and leg area because she does stand cross-legged a lot. But she was a miracle baby. And look at her. She's a 5-year-old cow. This is her 4th calf that she'll be having. He breeds them at exactly a year and like 4 months or so, depending on their build, but yeah. And you can see she's definitely a little more poofy on the rear end of her. That's how you can tell we're getting close, because this is going to get a lot more puffy looking, and then it will lengthen some more. And she's already lengthened a little bit. And then her bag will be totally puffed out in the back of her legs, because when I had pictures of her in milk, her bag was huge. You're beautiful, girl. You really are. And then Blue Diamond and her other sister Mabel, I think I paid $30 a piece for them too. And my bucks are the ones I ended up having to pay a lot more for. I've got ones moved into here, into cages. Anyways, we got mamas with boxes, So we'll see what everybody ends up having. I think they're due on the 20th, 19th or 20th. But yeah, that's everybody in here. I have one empty cage. I still want to see if I can get another female that I ended up losing. If I got one out here. What? I didn't go very far. One of these orange, yeah, one of these. I'm hoping one of them is a girl. I think I only got 2 left. I would say this one's a girl. It don't have a very big chest or cheek on it. But I'm hoping one of them is, because I want to keep one. Billy liked them, so I want to keep one of them. And those are out of my bell line. Look at the white butterflies, or they're yellow. Which is out of Belle. This is Belle right here. I was going to sell her, but you know what? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I really don't. I don't know what I want to do, to be honest. And, I mean, with that being said, they're going to be up to be bred this month. I got some other ones that I've got to get bred. Olivia, this one down here, Athena. And then if anybody else didn't take, I'm actually going to breed my black doe there, and then she's going to get bred too. I'm just going to go ahead and get babies born, because I need them for meat and I need them for pelts, because that's why I breed my New Zealands, is for meat and pelts. I want to get our freezer filled up with some rabbit for the dogs at least. See, that fly stuff don't work very well, but you do smell better. Yes, you do. You do smell better. She's like, I'll give you a wet kiss. Her back teats have lengthened a little bit. They're definitely not as long as the front, but they are. I can put my hand around them, so I'm pretty happy. I think she's going to be a breeze to milk, and we're going to have a lot of milking videos. So I'm going to try to set it up while I'm in here milking her, whether it's early morning or in the evening, whichever it is, 12 on, 12 off. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to end this video now. It's going to be forever long, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But I'm just trying to show you guys. I mean, we are going to try to work with this too. We're just going to keep going this way. And if I had to, if the cows can't be where I was hoping them, they'll have the little alleyway they'll come in. They'll have all this, which runs way up there. And right where my garden's at. All the way up behind the barn. But we still want to be able to raise turkeys. And we got to have an area too for a bull and a couple of steers, because Billy does want to get a bull, and I do plan on, hopefully, finances for saying anyways, after she calves, of course, I want to go down the Shipshewana and pick up. They're not always there, but there is a farmer that does bring little Jersey bull calves, and every once in a while you can get a little heifer calf. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the little bull calves, because they're bottle babies, 1 to 2 day to 3 day old bottle babies. And I would like to. I'll be back later. You just graze and eat your food, okay? I'll be back later. I can see her standing there. Faith, I'll be back later. You're okay. You're all right. She says, get back down here. She's like, I don't care what you're saying. You're leaving. But I thought about getting a couple little bull calves. And then I could send them in and see if they're A2, and then we could choose one of them to keep as a bull, as a breeder. And then the other one, I wanted to get at least 2. And then the other one we could keep as a steer to raise for meat for ourselves. Goodness sakes. Oh my goodness. She's been very vocal the last 3 days. Very, very vocal. This is what our neighbors have got to put up with, because she cries and cries and cries because she can't see me. And if she does see me, she still will cry because she stopped to look. You're okay, Faith. I had to sit down. My back's killing me. She's like, you could have sat out here with me. She's going to go back in and lay down, probably. It's everything I wanted in a cow. She really is. When I told Tracy about what I was wanting, you know, and I called him because I seen his ad was on Craigslist. And I told him, I said I was looking for an A2 cow, something that I could walk out in the pasture, or she walk up to me, one of the two, and I could throw a halter on her, take her in, milk her by hand, her perfectly stand, a really nice, you know, just all around cow. I said I was really looking for a lighter colored one with a dark face and dark legs. He says, well, I have one for you, but nobody else has ever wanted her. She has a flaw. And I said, well, what's that flaw? He says she has a slight sway back. He said she's 5 years old. She's had, I swear he said 3 or 4, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 3 previous calves. And she has no problem carrying them. And she just looks really sway back right now because she's very pregnant and heavy. And he said, I'll send you pictures of her. And as soon as I seen her, I was in love. I just couldn't believe that nobody wanted her because of her sway back. I mean, seriously, she's a family milk cow. Like, she's gonna pull her own. And yeah, she does have to be AI'd for the rest of her life that we have her in milk, you know. And I want to keep her for as long as God will allow us to, with her health and everything, you know. And we'll just AI her. And I just tell myself, like, I'll just AI her to sex semen so I know I get a heifer out of her. And I told Billy, I said, no matter what, I said, those calves that we get from her are staying to be future milkers for us. Because she's my first cow. She's very special. I can say that. But thank you guys again. I could just go on and on and on and not even realize how long the videos are until I'm ready to put the few that I have for the day together or something, you know, to edit them together. But I don't edit my videos, like delete anything out of it. If it's videoed, you will see it. I'm not one that doesn't show the bad or the good. I show everything on the farm, you know, and on our homestead here, and it's life. So thank you guys again for being here. Thank you to our new subscribers. Thank you to our members. Thank you to everybody that views our videos, everyone that comments. We appreciate you. And just know, we'll see you tomorrow. So till next time, God bless you all.